Hello guys, welcome to this episode, Family Series episode 3. And in this particular one, we are going to delve deep into some of the impacts of social media pressure on our family, and how can this one lead family astray, and how we can correct. This is Efe Juma, and of course with me is
Joy.
Joy.
Yes.
How have you been?
I've been good. What about you?
Similarly.
Okay.
Yes. So let's look at it. Let us look into this. It's a big challenge. People have complained about it, and they will still complain about it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about complaints, it is real. So we should see on how to maybe go about it, because again, we can't avoid social media.
True.
Yes. So we should know what to imitate and what not to imitate, right?
I agree.
Yes. So what can you say? What can you say about this? Just an overview before we get deep into it. What can you say about social media influence on our families or families' expectations?
Social media is it's a big part of our lives in our day-to-day lives actually, and social media has its own good sides and its bad sides.
True.
And as you have said, we as people, as individuals or as families, we should know what to imitate and what not to imitate. But but I think it has done some damages to some of the families out here, depending on what you go to search in there, So yeah.
Okay. Right. So that's a good overview. Now, just like you've mentioned, you've said that social media has the upsides and downsides.
Yeah.
It's very true. But then we just need to see what we take.
Yeah.
And leave the trashes. Yeah, so that's the most important. But in this, we are going to look at what are some real examples of the things. Maybe somebody might have been influenced with the social media and they don't know that they're influenced. You see, sometimes you can find yourself in a problem and you don't know that you're in a problem, right? So first, we should make a wake-up call, so that if anyone is involved in this, they can be alerted to know that they're involved, so that from there we can look at how then can we solve that, right? Yes. So social media, like we've said, it's a good tool, because nowadays you find that actually it has played part into the what we call there's how we call e-commerce, right? E-commerce, because on social media you can go there and see a few things, and you see maybe a handbag people who are selling online, see something nice, and you can place order, and you buy the thing, or you can have information relating to particular offers, something like that, and you can buy. So those are some of the upsides. But then downsides comes in, where maybe you see somebody you know, or people you know, or not necessarily people you know, someone you don't know, but you see the lifestyle that they are showing you, or they are flaunting certain lifestyle, and maybe you want to keep up with them, right? You want, like, you say that that is the family you are looking up on, so then it's give you a lot of pressure, because sometimes even what you think those people, the face of the family you are looking at is not really the true family, right?
Because
Yeah.
I believe, as you have said, just as you have said that we sieve the good things and you let the trash go. Same to whatever, may I call them content creators or influencers, or whatever they put out there, they give you what you want to see. They don't show you behind the scenes. They can't show you the bad things that happen in their lives and stuff. They'll just show you, when they're smiling and stuff. And some of us, or most of us, tend to think that like this is their life. When you see a person has money, is driving cars, is going to shopping in outside the country, you say, like, you know what, that person is enjoying life, but you don't know, the other side. They just choose to show you, what they would want the world to know about them. And yeah, I think that's where people get confused, because how will I put it, just don't go like don't have blind faith. Also, I think also blind faith will appear here on social media. Just don't believe whatever is put out there. Yeah.
So you must know that at some point, whatever is presented, or the front end differs with the back end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what really matters is the back end.
Yeah.
So if back end can be good, then front end is actually good. But in most cases, you find that people just share the happy moments, like you've mentioned.
Yeah.
People are pulling galleries of the days that they enjoyed, or event that they went to. Let's say, for example, maybe you had an occasion and you went there. Maybe due to that event, you maybe let me use a real example. Maybe you a friend of yours invited you to a wedding ceremony, right? And then, because it's sometimes in this wedding, if maybe you are the best girl, or the best, how do you call them, those ones, you're part of that. So of course we have grooming, like the dresses or the clothing that you will put on. So sometimes if you are a party to that and you are not capable of footing the bill, like having the dress prescribed, if you can't meet the bill, of course the bride and the family who are doing the wedding will take the cost, right?
Yeah.
So they can do that and come up with the dress and all that. Then during the wedding, that's happened. Of course, after the wedding, they want to tell you now, return the coat or the dress that we did what? We designed for you and all that. It will remain yours after the event, right?
Yeah.
So event was once. So this person later on now put on this particular outfit, get outside there, take a photo like that and post or update their profile. And you are being killed now. This person manages to design or to put on this particular expensive outfit, right? Something like that, right? And then yet you don't understand this person was not even the financier of this particular this person did not even foot the bill of this particular clothing they are putting on, right? And in some instances, these people even borrow. Somebody can usually even borrow, right? So that you appear in that particular event. Then after that, they do what? They return.
Yeah.
But once the picture is taken, right? You cannot pull out the cloth from that picture, right?
Yeah.
So picture is static. It's static, like it's capture that moment.
Yeah.
Then from that moment onwards, we can't know what happened, right? Or before we can't know what happened. So that's what people really need to consider when you're on social media. not everything you're seeing there is true. Yes, so things are just there at the first bud. So always anything you meet at that particular time, it's static. Take it as a static. In finance, we usually say it's the statement of financial position or balance sheet is usually capturing a particular point. So when that date at which it is recorded, that's when it ends. So the information contained therein is pertaining to that period, right? So from there henceforth, you find that you really need again to do the accounting, right? So that you get the picture. So the same to this. That post that has been made, it was starting at that particular time. Then from there onwards, you don't know what happened, right? Yeah. So for you to emulate or maybe uptake certain information, you really need to have the back end and the front end, right? So yeah. So I think that's really important when it comes to search. Yeah. So okay. Now, what would such impressions have to us? So, such impressions or social media influences sometimes have bring this essence to us. So, self doubt, right? Self doubt in parenting. For instance, when you look at parenting, for example, you see certain families, they flaunt how they take their children out. They board plane, right? And you've never even taken your child to board even a vehicle, right? Something like that. So it's really bringing a lot of pressure. And maybe you see, anytime people are posting these things, they don't give the inner details, right? So maybe these people, like I mentioned previously, there's an event that maybe was sponsored for them, and you take it like they're the one who footed the bill. So it gives you pressure. So what should you do? If there is something that you're seeing that is beyond your scope, don't give yourself pressure. Just leave it as social media like that.
Yeah, because then again, it also depends with the level that you're in. If those people are in social media and what they're posting, they can afford to take their kids out and do all those things that they're doing for their children. That, I believe, that shouldn't make you as a parent, like have self-doubt, as you say. Because if you as a parent, you're able to give your child just go somewhere, buy for the child a fruit, something, as long as they're happy, that should also make you happy. And even if you see those things, like on social media and stuff, I believe you shouldn't give yourself too much pressure. Maybe it should challenge, like to work towards that, so that you can, give your child some lifestyle of the sort, but not put too much pressure on yourself. And sometimes parents can do some things, go to some extent, just to
What will you say about some of the children that really speak eloquently, or speak eloquent on social media, and yet
should that give someone pressure?
Your children are not able to speak such. So would that not bring pressure? You will ask yourself, what about my kids? My kids
Okay,
also,
yeah. Okay. So that may bring some pressure. It may, kind of disturb you. But why would you? Okay, in that case, I'll believe, why not just take them to a daycare somewhere, something of the sort, a tuition. Hire someone, or get some help to teach your children to start from somewhere.
If you're not able to hire that person, maybe consider somebody from this how do you call them, like those humble families. Yes, from informal settlement, like how do we call this ghetto areas, right?
The slums.
Yeah. So those people, maybe they might not be able to finance such.
True.
And maybe due to the environment around there, you see, because you see also children are being influenced by the people around them. Like, so if the people around them are constantly speaking in the slangs, the
Shame.
right? So of course that one will also influence them, because that's what they're associating with.
True.
And yet on social media, you look somebody who is coming from well-established estates, for example, Karen, somewhere like that, and those children are speaking good because of the school they go to, the environment, right? They are enclosed, they're within the courts, right? And within there, the people they associate with, that's the language there.
True.
And you, because of the social media now, you could not have been exposed to such, but because of social media, at least now you can get to know what is happening even in other areas that you cannot reach physically. Yes, so I think that's a big deal.
It's a very big deal. But now here, okay, they are coming from a slum. From the slums. They are speaking shame. Same to whatever the people that they are following, what they are seeing, they are coming from those, those established backgrounds and stuff. I've always said this. I've always told myself, like, personally, whatever content I come through, I go, through social media and stuff. How will I put it?
Like you screen them?
Not really. Hey, how will I put it? Like, if I'm coming from, let me use this. If I'm coming from like a middle level family, how will I put it that
middle
way?
Class.
Yeah. You should also, like, somehow you're, like, for example, TikTok. TikTok kind of knows, it will just know whatever, if this is the kind of information you're always coming through TikTok. So it will,
the algorithm.
Yes, it will adjust to that. So for me, what I'll say, if you're just coming either from the ghetto and stuff, why give yourself pressure?
So you should accept your situation.
You should accept your situation, and I'm not saying that you will stay there forever. Obviously, no situation is permanent. But for the time being, just don't give yourself too much pressure on that, because all this will be, time as a resource. All this will just come to pass with time if you keep on improving yourself, climbing the ladder slowly by slowly. Because you cannot tell me, I have seen people speaking eloquently on social media and suddenly I just want my children or I want myself to like speak that way. It cannot happen. So time will be a factor in here. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's well said. So it means, so our viewers, just like we've mentioned, so don't be pressurized with what you see on social media. Just know that some of the things that you are seeing are not true on the ground. So yes, it just use anything that comes out that really motivates you, use it as a motivational factor.
Thank you.
But not should not give you pressure that you are left behind. Yes, so just motivate yourself. If it's something attainable, maybe in future, just look into steps. What can you do to get there? Yeah, so and start working on that. Put it as a goal and go slowly by slowly until you will get there. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Then let us look at how social media can also at times consume us, and this has also brought challenge to me, because sometimes I do ask myself that you see, like for example, due to technology and how things are improving, it means that in the future the kids or children will be accessing these gadgets, for example mobile phone, it won't be a problem to them, right? So if they're exposed to these gadgets, and of course you understand how these gadgets in the form of entertainment, it can get into children, like now, and because children cannot know, some of them cannot balance. Now it is, now I've consumed enough of this, now I need to spare some time, maybe get into studies, right? So balancing between entertaining themselves using the gadgets and the studies or doing other things, right? So, and because you see the entertainment part is really getting into our emotions, so you feel more attached to the entertainment, like doing other things like assignment or doing some task that you've been given, which are demanding. It's demanding force, like it's something that is demanding energy from you. But entertainment is something that is just making you feel at ease, right? So you will find yourself more drawn to the entertainment than to the other stuff, right? So this also is a problem. So how can we handle this, being that children are also getting access to technology?
I believe here parents have a bigger role to play. It's not bad buying your child a gadget in the form of phones, but like you should be able to like control the amount of time they spend, especially if they're younger. I'm speaking if they're younger, because
how will you control this? Because maybe we say that not all the time you'll be let's say for example the children are in holiday, right? So maybe half term, something like that. Now they're there, and you are not going to take leave all the time that your children are in holiday, right? So it means you'll be leaving them at home, assigning them tasks, and also of course you will not take the gadgets from them, because some of them, there are some assignments that maybe they might be given that they will require the gadgets to do some research, right? So how will you control that yet? Because you're saying that this is on parents, and now the parents are outside. They are in the job stations, so they are not around to supervise what the children are doing.
Okay, but even if the parents are there, I'd like to assume for in this instance, that they are coming home. If they're coming home, you as a parent, you'll know obviously. Let's assume, okay, you have assigned the children the tasks and stuff and whatever's, and yes, they have done the tasks, and you were outside doing the job, doing your work. You have come back. Why? Okay, if you are out there, you may not know like how okay, what I'm trying to say is parents should have a, how will I say, if they should draw a timetable, something of the sort, actually, on how like the children should use their phones, especially if, as you're saying, during the holidays, and they have assignments to do. Maybe the schools are sending assignments to their phone and they need it. The parents should be able, or should at least try to make a timetable, something of the sort. From this time to this time, this is the time you should use the phone and stuff. And but if the parent is not always around the child, I believe also this is not like fully on the parents though, because also the child should your discipline, your self-discipline should come in here. And it also depends with the, I don't want to say, how would I say it, but self-discipline should come in here.
For the parents or for the children?
Children.
Now you see, children, like you say, they are children. We can't hold them accountable fully because they're children like that. Sometimes they make irrational decisions, right?
True.
Because they're still children. So I think this still bring a problem, because sometimes you cannot measure how the quantity of work that you can give your children, so that you ensure that that work will consume better part of their time, so that they don't get consumed with the social media or the gadgets. So how can you do this? And some are also, still some children are also cheeky. So what they will do, once they know that the task you are giving them is really consuming their time and they want to enjoy the entertainment, they will try to rush the things, do them in time, and reduce the time for work, and so that they can expand or increase the time for entertainment. So
that's what I'm saying here. Like, both the children and parents have a role to play in here, because for particularly the child, your self-discipline should come in here, because also when you're talking about social media and technology, we do not have control over what is in technology. Obviously, if they...
But okay, what you can have a control over that gadget. You can, I think what you can do in this case, you can time your gadget at the exact time, because when the children are still at younger age, they might not understand fully the operation of that particular gadget. So what you can just do, you can try to set the gadget so that this gadget will go off at this particular time. And of course they don't have the pin, they don't have those other things, so that they can open this or power it back and make it into operation.
That may work.
Yeah. So what you do, you set for them, then you say them, ensure that you do your assignments within this particular period using the gadget. And of course, because maybe the task that they're having, they know that once the gadget goes off, they will not be able to. So they will prioritize. They will start with the assignment first, without going to the entertainment, so that they ensure they finish before this particular gadget goes off. Once they finish immediately, the gadget will go off. Once the gadget has gone off, it means that they will not be able to access it.
True.
What will happen after that? They will mind their businesses, will go into other activities. So I think for parents who are giving or entrusting their children with these gadgets, you should have some control. And of course, this is a bit elevated. It's a bit technical, unless if you can get access to the people who are exposed to software development, from the IT part. They can usually design for you or restrict for you the sites that your child can visit. So you can just restrict. So even if they try to open some sites, it cannot go there. So that one can also help to prevent your children from consuming some of the content that are not meant for them, maybe by accident or intentionally, because some children are tricky. Maybe they get some information in school, it's shared, then they also come, they want to confirm for themselves, right? So you can restrict that, so only the sites that they can open. Maybe for sometimes you can just leave for them, if it is just a game that you yourself you've gone through and seen how it works, so that you ensure you have full control of what your child or children is consuming over the internet. Then leaving that alone, I also want to look at now the parents. The parents also on the impact or the influences that this particular social media can have on parents. You've seen a scenario whereby some couples or partners are complaining about they are not being given enough time, right? Like you get out, if both of you are working, when you are at the workplace, it means that you'll fully be on your work. You'll not find time to maybe go through the social media, right? So it means when you get back home, that's the time that you really need to update yourself or catch up with the trending news, trending things like on social media. So I think this one will deny the other partner the ability to or the chance to bond. So it will reduce the bonding time. It will reduce the communication. And also that one will have impact on mental well-being. So both of you or either of you is stuck on the social. They're just browsing. They're there on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube,
Twitter.
something like the Twitter, something like that, and they are consumed. And of course, you understand when as parents or as couples, you have a busy schedule, because from job you are here, you now you need to have some do 1 2 3, ensure that you have dinner, something like that. Then after that, the time limit also, you need to sleep early so that tomorrow you wake up early for job, right?
Yeah.
So it means all these things you have to squeeze them within these 3 hours, right? So these 3 hours your husband needs you, right? Within these 3 hours you need to eat. These 3 hours you need to have time with your family, like the kids, yeah, help them with assignment, all that. So, and within these 3 hours also you need to have time to catch up with it. So this also bringing problem,
Yeah.
right? It's bringing a problem, so that you might find that the family time is being sacrificed, right? Yeah, maybe somebody needs to have your attention, and you are still yeah, like you're just smiling alone on TikTok, right? Or you are on Facebook, or you are on Twitter, or you are whichever the social media handle you are on. So you see something like that. So how can we go about this so that you ensure that you balance this? You ensure that the family get the time due to them, and all those other activities are given allocated time. Yes.
My opinion is that family comes first. As much as there's the social media world, your family comes first, actually. Either your wife, your husband, your children. Their time is very important, because once you neglect them, the whole family falls apart. And by the time maybe you realize it, it'll be too late. Everybody will be living in their own world. So I believe people should find.
So what will you do when your spouse is on the internet? What will you tell them? Hey, stop, give me time. Or what will you do?
We should talk about it. Personally, communication should you may not. Okay, for example, maybe it's a habit that all of a sudden started.
So what about if the person also influence? Oh, you mean you need to see this? Look at this. Look at this particular page. This is happening, and you get in that page. So you continue, and also getting some algorithm recommends for you similar content, and they are coming. And
but you see, no, there we are together. But what if?
No, you are not together. You are on phone. You see, you are not together because you are now proceeding on with the content that algorithm is recommending to you, and the other person is also saying. So it's both of you are there physically, but you are not concentrating on each other. Everyone is concentrating on their phones, right? Something like that. So how can we go about this?
Communication.
It's a big challenge, actually.
But it's a big challenge,
yeah.
Because people might even fight. Every time I'm on my phone, you always interrupt me and stuff. It may become a big problem.
Yeah, because people are drawn to the entertainment.
True.
People are really drawn to entertainment. When you distract someone, when somebody is into something that they feel making them happy, it really bring a problem. So I think to what we should do, I think we should use the social media as entertainment, like for to really relax ourselves,
release stress.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, maybe,
but see, that is what they are doing all the time.
Not all the time. Some really extend.
Most. Okay.
Some of them really extend, so that even the time that you're supposed to be together, you are still continuing, right? So I think we should just have schedules, and we will be disciplined to the schedules. For example, let's say for example, once you're from job, and maybe in a case where you are having a house help, yeah. So you are from job, you refreshen up, and you are now waiting for the meal. So at that time, maybe you can now relax yourself with going through that trend. Then once you've taken your meal, right?
Yeah.
You proceed to the bed, right? So once you go there, you should forget about your phones and have time together, discuss how things have been, like that. Then tomorrow, of course, it is job, right? And maybe the other, that is within the working days, or the normal business days. Then on weekends, that's now maybe is the time that maybe you can spend more time on
The
social
family.
media, because now you can now balance. Now you remove the job, because you are now not on job, right?
And
So
you can also remove the social media so that you can spend more time with your family.
yes, okay, of course. Now that's what I'm trying to say. You see, the job is the one that is consuming much of the better part of our day, right? Because if you're going to job from 8 a.m. to maybe some can go up to 5, 6, some even 7, some even found themselves getting back home 9, right? So it means job has really consumed better part of your time. So maybe all this time will be freed up on weekend, right? So maybe you can split better portion for entertainment, because we are not saying that social media also sometimes help you in catching up with some information. Apart from entertainment, there are some platforms that you get educative content. For example, this one of the radical leadership. You see, you find content that's really going to give you some insights, right? So if you just say that if you not create time for this, then it means you will not learn. So you really need to balance, right? You really need to balance. So I think that one will be a better approach, but we are not saying solely this is what you can do. Just find a way in which you can try to balance. Yes, and ensure that family gets your time. And if I say family, I mean your children and your spouse also get enough time, and even your parents. And in that time, use it well so that you can communicate or share your experiences, share your problems, your encounters, and such stuff, right? So that one will help. That one will help really in ensuring that social media do not reduce the quality time that we're supposed to spend, right? Apart from that, I want us also to look at misleading relationship passed through the social media, right? For example, you see somebody wedded, right? People wedded online. Look, they wedded, then they share whatever the event online, right? So you start as a spouse pressurizing your partner that you see you need to have a wedding, and that wedding should be specifically like this, and maybe you don't understand the financial background of those particular people, and you want to ensure that you have the same type of wedding. And so and because maybe if somebody really loves you, you can really hint into their plans, their financial plans, and really make the family go down. Because let's say, for example, the type of wedding you want you people to have is really going to require a huge budget, and actually what you are having or what your spouse is earning cannot really finance that, or whatever savings you have, or whatever the assets that you are currently having is not really enough to cover that cost. What will happen? You will have to use someone else's money, and someone else's money could be, for example, you got into debt. This person going and taking a debt to ensure that they finance that. And if not that, maybe reaching out to the friends, church, and all this, and asking for leverage, right? And if you do this might come up with also some blackmail, because you brought your friends into this. They will have expectation, and some will even start backbiting back, right? If you knew that you wanted a wedding, you need to prepare, right? So after doing this, you find that you won't even be happy about this, right? Because now you get the backbiting and all this, so you are not even happy. And you see, wedding is a one-day thing. It's an event that once done, it's done. But now the effects or the impressions now will last forever. Yeah.
True.
So so you must ensure that we say that cut your coat according to what, to your cloth, something like that. It's what
I don't know. Cut your size according to your cloth. Cut your cloth according to your size.
Director, what is it? It should be cut your coat according to your size or your cloth or whatever. So something like that. So ensure that you live within your means.
Thank you.
Ensure that your budgets, you do not you do not strain your budget, right? So if you don't have enough to ensure that you have a wedding, don't have pressure. You're okay. So long as you people can live together peacefully. Because you see, does wedding makes you live together. It's not about wedding. It's not all about wedding and you living peacefully is two different things, right? So if you people can live peacefully, then wedding is not mandatory. It's not mandatory. Or am I lying? It's not mandatory. But if you can have it, you see, by the way, you people, wedding. When you talk about wedding is usually just a mark. It's just usually a mark.
But people believe, okay, yeah, it can be a mark, but people believe that if you just live together, like
without having the certificate
or the ring or something, you're just two people living together as relatives. That's what people say out here. So you see.
So or you call it kamwe stay.
Cohabiting. Yes.
No. Okay. That is now what we say. Like how can I put it? That is you see if we can say now the actual thing, the things on the ground is how you people are relating, right? What the term I was looking for is these other things like certificate, whatever, those are formalities. So formalities usually created and can also be destroyed. For example, you've seen people who are wedding today, then tomorrow you find your spouse already cheated with someone else and you file a divorce. So you because it was a legal, it was a form or a formality, you also have to go through the same formality to break this thing. So you having a certificate doesn't mean that one is sealing you together. You staying together is your relationship, not the papers. Papers cannot stick you together.
True.
Do you believe that papers can stick you together?
No.
If maybe you rush the wedding, without understanding this person better, the characters of this particular person, and you rush the wedding knowing that once you've done the wedding, now because of the vows that you said, I'll be with you in darkness and in light, something like that, those vows really won't make you be together, right?
But if someone is saying, a vow is a vow, and vows have...
How many people have broken those vows?
Many.
So it tells you that the vows itself, people can make promise and they cannot.
But
sometimes
there are always consequences.
What are the consequences?
You never know.
So let me ask you this, because what I understand with the natural laws, you see, what I understand with the natural laws are usually fair. For example, if you as a person, somebody's advances to you, and this person presents few things, lucrative things to entice you into that relationship, then within a minute you're already married, right? And you do it legally, or you go the legal way, or you go through the Christian way, you have your wedding, right? So after having the wedding, you pass those vows. You remember, you're saying that only the death will separate us, and this somebody you don't even know much about, right? Then you start to start learning more about this particular person. You come to realize that this particular person was faking the things this person was telling you. You get to know the true characters of this particular person. Then you feel like you are drawing your emotion day by day. You are getting to know that this is not the person you're meant to be with. this person, you are not compatible, what will happen? Will you still maintain with go with the vow that you made out
No.
of ignorance? Because if you break this, you fear the consequences.
Okay.
In this case, you find that the consequences of staying is worse than even the consequences of leaving. You understand? So natural laws, that's why I'm trying to say, what really matters here is the relationship between you people. Okay, the other ones is formality, and just do them when you are ready for them, right? So marriage, the certificate itself will not
Keep you to.
Yeah. Right? Yes. So what will keep you to is the mutual respect you have, the loyalty you have, what,
The endurance.
all that.
Yeah.
The mutual things, attributes that you share. That's what will keep the relationship
going.
So the papers are just formalities, like I've mentioned, right? So they should not give you that pressure, right? Yeah, there are people who even just did the traditional wedding and that was enough, right? They did not do even those the Christian wedding or the civil wedding, right? And they're just okay, and even their families, their generation are still proceeding to date. So it's not just about the wedding itself. It's about the understanding your relationship. Just your relationship is what matters. Because let us remember that when a lady when at the first time the couples are meeting or they are forming this relationship, they are two different people coming together, having their own expectations in life, right? And then you come together and you polish them, you channel them to one direction, right? You contribute to each other. So when these energies are not matched, you will find that there will be problem. At that point, what should we do? You should not be in a toxic relationship. Like for instance, you've seen people killing, like even this recent incident where a police officer killed the family members, like the children and the wife, and also he also take out his life, like something like that. So you see, it's not all about the papers. So let's assume that even they had that civil wedding, right? So would that one did not sustain the relationship. So what sustained the relationship is your understanding. If you're in a relationship which you are not you are not having the sense of fulfillment, why should you be there? Yeah. So it's all about understanding. Communication is very important. Right? Yes. The last bit that I want us also to mention, or to help our viewers understand, that there is this type of we can say biasness or mental problems that might come as a result of social media, due to comparison, when you're comparing people with yourself. This can affect both the parents and the children, right? So the sense of low self-esteem can come up. For example, as a parent, if your child or you see other children or other parents really making their family really portray the enjoyment, and you looking at the ground, because you as a parent now, you're on the ground with your family, you know what your family is really going through. So you might feel the sense of I'm really depriving my children, I'm really incapacitated, like you are not delivering as expected, right? So that one can bring you can question your capability, and that one can lower your self-esteem, because you feel like I'm not capable, like I'm not capable, like you just classify yourself. And so you should not, we're trying to tell you that you should not do that to yourself, right? Accept that what you can have is growth mindset, and once you have growth mindset, you will get there. So grow slowly. Another one is what we call imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, I think I've even explained in that that case of low self-esteem, right? Is what is the definition of imposter syndrome?
Okay.
You understand it? Self-doubt. Is it self-doubt?
It can't be self-doubt.
Okay.
Truly.
Look at it.
Let me look for you.
Yeah. So imposter syndrome is also a feeling that can really affect you.
Oh yeah, it's about self-doubt.
It's a self-doubt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, imposter syndrome and low self-esteem, they go together because you doubt your capabilities, right?
Yeah.
You doubt your capabilities. You feel like I'm really not worthy, like I've failed my family as a parent. And also children, they also feel like the family have failed them, like they feel they're not worthy, they are not comparable to others, something like that. So always find a way on which you can always compete within your level.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you see, for example, I want to give this example. You see, for when it comes to competition, when it comes to comparison, it's usually very important that you group yourself, right? Compete with people within your groups, because sometimes you want to compete with somebody who is in a different location. Let's say, for example, you want to compete yourself with somebody who is based in US, and you are in developing countries, for example, these countries in Africa, some of these countries in Africa. It's not really worthy, because the level of infrastructure and all the environmental factors and all economic those factors are not equal, right?
True.
So you find that when you compare yourself, then you are not doing yourself a favor. Yeah. So compare yourself with people within your group, and that comparison should be healthy. Or even if it is competition, it should be healthy competition. It should not be a competition that is killing you, right? It should be a healthy competition. Competition is just to motivate you to do more.
Yeah.
Not that you feel like when somebody outpaces you, you feel like you are not worthy. Like it instills what we call imposter syndrome to you, right?
Yeah.
Then one last bit I can say is that let us stop materialism. Let us stop materialism, or make materialism or overcome our values. So don't be so much into don't be materialistic in short. Yeah, don't be too much materialistic, like everything to you is materialistic. Sometimes just having genuine values, let's for example trust, loyalty, respect. I think those are, if you both the couples can have the same, if both can, you can retaliate the same. It can just bring a peaceful relationship or marriage, even if materially you are not that well, right? Because again, if you start competing, let's say for example, you see at any time, even the richest person in the world or the richest person in that your continent, the position usually changes, right? The position usually changes. You can't retain that position for a longer period.
True.
It keep on changing. So bring that down to your level. Okay, you as couples, sometimes, okay, whatever, okay, let's say for example, let me give you an example. You leave your husband for somebody whom you deem to be better financially than your husband, right? You get there again, you find again another person, because always you'll find that these people, they usually have people around them.
True.
Right? And the people around them, sometimes you find that the people around them, they are people who are better than them.
True.
Right? So if you get to this person also, you will get to learn there's somebody better than this person within the circle of this person.
Yeah.
Again, you jump out of that, you get to another person. So you see this, you will not get satisfied, and in the long run, the person will be you'll be disadvantaged, right? So the contentment should also be a consideration.
Yeah,
be contented with what you have at that particular time,
to be honest.
yes, and keep on working so that you upgrade, grow as a family. Don't leave your family jumping to another family because maybe you deem them to be better financially, or you deem them to be enjoying life. Yeah, so that's what we can say. So in a nutshell, we can say that family needs to recognize that much of what is seen online is not the full picture. So open conversation about the differences between real life and online portrayals are essential. So practicing gratitude, financial discipline, emotional connection help us shield the family from the negative effects that come with social media.
Yeah.
So that's the bottom line for this particular episode. Please ensure that you put the few things that you might have learned from this particular episode into practice.
Yeah.
Emulate them, put them into practice. So we say learn, implement, and grow. So thank you for watching this, and see us in the next episode. Yes, director, we are done. Hey. So